Imagine sitting in an airplane cabin, cruising at 24,000 feet over the Pacific Ocean, when suddenly the ceiling above you rips away. On April 28, 1988, that nightmare became reality for the passengers and crew of Aloha Airlines Flight 243. A Boeing 737 flying from Hilo to Honolulu suffered an explosive decompression when a large section of its fuselage tore off in midair. This is the story of how a hidden flaw in the aircraft's structure led to one of the most dramatic incidents in aviation history, and how the pilot's extraordinary skill saved 94 lives against all odds. The day began like any other for Aloha Airlines Flight 243. The Boeing 737-297, named Queen Liliuokalani, departed Hilo on the Big Island of Hawaii at 1:25 p.m. local time. The flight to Honolulu, typically a 35-minute hop, was one of Aloha's many short inter-island routes. On board were 89 passengers and 5 crew members, including Captain Robert Skornsteimer, First Officer Madeline Mimi Tompkins, and 3 flight attendants, Clarabelle C.B. Lansing, Michelle Honda, and Jane Satotomita. The weather was clear, and the flight proceeded normally until the moment the aircraft climbed through 24,000 feet. At 1:48 p.m., as the aircraft reached its cruising altitude, a loud bang echoed through the cabin. A section of the fuselage, approximately 18 feet long, tore away from the left side of the aircraft, just behind the first-class section. The sudden decompression ripped the roof off the passenger cabin, exposing everyone to the outside air. The cabin filled with a deafening roar of wind, and the temperature plunged to -20 degrees Fahrenheit. Passengers who were not belted in were thrown into the air. Debris flew everywhere, and the cockpit door was torn from its hinges. Flight attendant Clarabelle Lansing, standing in the aisle near row 15, was swept out of the aircraft and fell to her death, the only fatality of the accident. In the cockpit, Captain Skornsteimer and First Officer Tompkins were jolted by the explosion. The control yawed violently, and the control columns began to shake. The control cables for the rudder and elevator were severed, but the pilots still had limited control through other means. They immediately initiated an emergency descent, diving at 4,000 feet per minute to get to breathable air. Communication with air traffic control was garbled due to noise, but they managed to declare a mayday. The initial plan was to land at Kahului Airport on Maui, the nearest suitable runway. Despite the severe damage, the entire upper fuselage from just behind the cockpit to the forward part of the tail was missing. The aircraft remained flyable. For the passengers, the experience was surreal. Many were left sitting in open air, gripping the armrests as the wind howled around them. Some had their clothing torn off by the force. Passengers held onto each other and debris to avoid being sucked out. Flight attendants Michelle Honda and Jane Satotomita, themselves injured, moved through the cabin to calm and assist passengers. Miraculously, despite the chaos, the passengers managed to stay calm, and many helped each other. The aircraft structure, though missing a large section, held together due to the design of the lower fuselage and the floor beams. At 1:58 p.m., just 10 minutes after the decompression, Flight 243 touched down at Kahului Airport on Maui. The landing was smooth, considering the circumstances. However, as the aircraft slowed on the runway, the remaining fuselage structure weakened and the nose gear collapsed, causing the aircraft to veer. Emergency vehicles rushed to the scene. Firefighters helped evacuate the passengers, many of whom were in shock. The pilots shut down the engines, and the evacuation was completed quickly. Despite the severity of the damage, only one person died, the flight attendant who was ejected. Dozens were injured, but 94 people survived what could have been a catastrophic disaster. The National Transportation Safety Board launched an extensive investigation. The primary cause was determined to be metal fatigue and corrosion in the fuselage lap joints. Aloha Airlines Boeing 737s flew many short flights, causing frequent pressurization cycles that stressed the aluminum skin. Over time, microscopic cracks formed, and water intrusion accelerated corrosion. The cracks grew undetected because maintenance inspections failed to identify them. The failed joint was a lap joint that held the fuselage panels together. When it failed, the entire upper section separated. The accident led to major changes in aviation maintenance, including increased inspections for older aircraft and the development of new repair techniques. In the wake of the accident, Aloha Airlines implemented a rigorous maintenance program, and the FAA mandated more frequent and thorough inspections for all aging aircraft, particularly Boeing 737s. The entire aviation industry learned from this event, leading to better understanding of multi-site fatigue and the need for early detection. The pilots of Flight 243 were hailed as heroes for their skill and composure under extreme duress. Robert Skornsteimer and Mimi Tompkins received numerous awards, including the Airline Pilots Association's Superior Airmanship Award. The accident remains a pivotal case study in aviation safety, reminding us that even routine flights can hold unexpected dangers. The story of Aloha Airlines Flight 243 is a testament to human courage and the importance of rigorous engineering oversight. It shows how a tiny crack, left unnoticed, can lead to catastrophic failure, and how dedicated professionals can turn a potential tragedy into a survival story. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos on aviation history and safety lessons.